Hello, everybody.
Hi there.
Hi. Oh, I like the logo, Terry. How are things? Hey, Nicola.
Hey, so Jan said she's like buried in stuff for the next few weeks, so she won't be here today. And then I believe Tara is also unavailable today.
She said Puff season at Google. It's taken her out.
Yeah. And Cloud has its next event next week, so everybody's kind of heads down with that.
Yeah, makes sense. Hey, Juan.
Hey, folks, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Okay. Great. And Nicola, did you have an update you wanted to lead with following up from the conversation last time?
So I talked a bit with Tara. If there aren't any strong objections to the kind of overall presentation we talked about last week, I think we talked about creating a new GitHub repo. And then I think part of the next steps then would be, getting Doxy set up. Once that repo's in place, I can clone the example and start customizing that. The other piece is creating a contributor guide and creating some kind of template for the contributions so that when we start getting those in, that we can have some sort of consistency. And then, on the CDF side, then trying to recruit some volunteers to help out with putting content together.
Yeah, I did highlight, I've been using your deck just to talk to other folks. So I think we might need to revisit the timing of the slot, because I know like there's some folks from Netflix interested, but again, it's just such a painful slot for Pacific time. And yeah, we had a couple of other folks who are interested, but yeah, it's just a case of pulling them into the meetings, or yeah, maybe the contributor guide will be a good approach to help them get involved.
Yeah. Or I don't know, maybe one possibility given the distribution of time zones we have is I mean, I don't know if you do this with other meetings, but maybe having a rotating one is like more West Coast friendly and one is more Europe friendly, and we kind of maybe
alternate.
Once a month it's the Europe friendly one, and once a month it's the West Coast friendly one, and I'm kind of in between, so I might be able to make those depending on
how shifted it is.
Yeah.
I don't mind going into the evening this end, so
okay,
you can slip it up quite a lot later in the day.
Excellent. And yeah, maybe just alternates ones will be good. Cool.
We can do the thing that I do with the MLOps.
Yeah.
Because I run 2 sessions in the same day, but I do an early one and then a later one, and then that covers the 2 time zones.
Nice. Cool. Okay, and on like one other aspect, I think we identified the kind of 3 key personas. Was there any additional stuff we needed on kind of user stories, or any input on that?
I think we have enough to run with for now, and we can kind of revisit if we need more information, but I think we've got enough.
Great.
I think Tara was asking, because I don't know how you want to set up a new repo, or if you even want to use the existing one that you had set up. But that's where I'd need help on your side in terms of putting together something like a contributor guide. I can always draft that somewhere else and then move that over.
Yeah, what is your GitHub ID?
And yeah, NYAP. I think I was added to the.
Oh yeah, you're on that group. And actually I can add other folks while they're here. Terry doesn't seem to be on there. Juan, what is your...
Is Juan -F.
Okay, I've sent you an invite. Oh, what is my password? And Terry, you don't seem to be in here either. So I will
Cox.
Okay. Sorry, can you say that again? TD Cox.
Yeah.
Okay. And Nicola, I can go ahead and create a repo now. So what we have is we have the SIG Best Practices repo, which is that's more like for the group itself. So it's got the minutes and it's kind of got all the links to the channels. But for the best practices itself, or what you'll connect to Doxy, I think we can do a separate repo, and then we'll just give access to that SIG Best Practices team. So everybody there will have access to it. So if you want to just go ahead and just pick a name for it, you can go ahead and just create that. And then you're welcome to fork it, work in your own space. And when you're happy, you send a pull request or just
That sounds
ask
good.
for review.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you could just call it something like best practices site or something that indicates it's the website.
Okay, and we can always clean that up and rename it. So I will just add you all with access, manage access. Okay, so I've just added that. So if you're part of the SIG Best Practices CD Foundation GitHub team, you should now be able to access the best practices site.
Perfect. Thanks.
Yep.
So yeah, so we'll leave it with you and Jan. Then you'll kind of create a first working version and all the setup. Let me know if there's other things you need in terms of yeah, we can get to it later, but if there's any domains or doxy settings that we need to consider or think about, or just come up with good names.
Okay, yeah, and we can always throw that stuff in Slack and figure it out between meetings. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't have too much other than that.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's all from the infrastructure side. Were there any topics on the content side that we wanted to cover today? Any updates either on testing one or any other sections?
I just came out from leave, so I'm just catching up, and I'm working with Anthony on the continuous testing, and we're defining all the testing types and linking with examples for if people want to dig deep down in any of the testing types. And hopefully we'll have an update on the next one.
Okay, that's great. And so you went here a couple of weeks ago?
No.
There's a great presentation Nicola and Jan made. And you'll find the link in the Slack channel. They created a slide deck about like how they're managing the information architecture and approaching it kind of from the different personas. And yeah, I encourage you to just take a look at that because they're going to start building out that site using Doxy. And that's where we'll start transferring the content. And probably one of the key things, like there's the focus on the personas and which ones we're going to start with, but there's also the idea of like an assess stage of how do you evaluate where you are and then link into materials as well that might be useful.
Awesome. Yeah, I got it here from the chat. I will review it. Thank you.
Yeah, and anything we can do on the testing side as well to fit it into that framework will be great.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, anything else? I'm happy to leave it there for today, if that's fine with everybody. Okay, yeah, I'll leave you to it, Nicola, and look forward to
Okay,
let us know if anything I can help with on Slack.
perfect. Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Cheers.
Everyone.